my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works Man Cave. Probably going to be a short one today. I only have a short video and just a few little trinkets to show you that I dug up out of the ground. Did you see Itchy Boots' video she released today about driving it or riding around in those mountains? Beautiful scenery, but I don't know. It's crazy. It just doesn't, I don't know. You just don't think about that part of the world, I guess, or at least I don't. And it would be beautiful to see, but the food that she eats and all that kind of stuff would probably throw me off, being the way I am. In other news, what do you think about the drug smuggler bombing the U.S., I guess, Navy or whatever, Air Force, whatever, took out the drug smugglers in the boat, something like 11 of them. Me personally, I'm all for it. Anything you can do to stop that kind of thing from coming in the country, I'm good with it. But first time they make a mistake and hit the wrong boat, or, it's going to be ugly. But at least as long as they're accurate and as long as they're hitting the people that deserve to be hit, I'm all for it. Show you the metal detector finds. Bottle cap. I haven't found one of those in a long time. It kind of surprised me when I dug that up. I guess they still make plenty of bottles with bottle caps, but we don't buy them that way anymore, or haven't bought them that way in years. We pretty much buy everything in a can. But anyway, it's so, it's rusted. I found 2 of them yesterday, which kind of surprised me. You just don't see them that often anymore. And then I found at least a dozen of these bullets, cartridges, up around the old house. I was detecting up around the old house, and these are thick up there. I mean, somebody used to target practice in the yard like crazy. I don't think I'm exaggerating at all, that I think I could go up there in under an hour and find 2 to 3 dozen of these cartridges up there. I've already found that many in the past, and there's certain hot spots for them up there, and they're just everywhere. And this brass, I guess I could recycle the brass. I've been piling it up, thinking that one day I'll melt it all down and pour it into a bar or something for using on my metal lathe. Then I found 2 more items. The first one, I know what it is. The second one, I'm not so sure. This first one is just a cap on the end of a pipe. Now I can't think of the name of that. Anyway, it's just where a plastic pipe would go over these barbs. And and then you clamp it down. The clamp was actually with it too, but there was no plastic pipe. I don't know. So I don't know why that was in the yard up there, but it was. Like I said, honestly, and I don't think I'm exaggerating, you cannot move the detector 1 foot in any direction without hitting something. And I know it sounds like that's got to be an overstatement, but it isn't. You can't move it 1 foot without hitting a beep. There's so much stuff in the ground, and that's what makes it so hard to find the good stuff, because there's so much other stuff masking the good stuff, like the coins and different things like that are so masked by all the metal in the ground. This is the, I don't know what it is, item. I mean, you kind of know what it is just by looking at it. It's obviously some kind of a bracket that something went through and probably spun or something like that, but I don't know what it's really off of. Might have been, I've seen these kinds of brackets much lighter that go on the end of an electric motor, but this is heavy. This is big, heavy bracket, and you can tell it's been in the ground a long time, how rusted it is, and so I don't know. That's it. I found a whole lot more stuff than that. I found lots of nails and lots more bullets and lots more, nondescript little flat pieces of steel and just tons and tons of stuff. Didn't find anything really worth talking about, but just thought I'd show you, more or less just to show you what kind of stuff there is out there. I mean, it's just tons of it out there. It's just nuts how much stuff's in the ground. Well, I have a very short little video clip for you, but it'll just show you some of the progress that I made today.
Well, my friends, we have the last window in. I was not able to find one any bigger, so I had to get the same exact size as the others. So that left me with a giant hole there and a small window. So here's what I did to fix it. You can see here that piece right there.
Sorry, that's yesterday's video. I forgot to put the new one in, so let me put it in real quick. I'll have to start that one again, and then I'll switch over to the good one. I'm sorry.
Well, my friends, we have the last window in. I was not able to find one. I got started on this a little after 8 in the morning, and it's now 10:30, and that's all I got done. It's just amazing how hard that was. You know, it's a little risky because you're, 2 stories up, but that's not the problem. The problem was that, I was trying to make a close fit on everything, and I did, but I had to climb that ladder at least, I would say an average of at least 5 times per board. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So drop the average down to about 4 times per board. I know at least 1 or 2 of them I climbed it at least 6 times. So about 4 times per board on average, and times 9 boards. So I climbed that ladder a bunch of times, and it's unbelievable. Like it would just fit, but it would just be off by like just something would just be off. So I'd have to climb back down, and then I'd be out of nails, or then there'd be something else happen. Every single time something happened, and I'd have to climb back down. Yeah, it was a pain, man. But it's getting there. Some of you may not like that look, but there'll be a trim strip between that seam there. There'll be a trim board, and up in that triangle, I'll either put Sue wants a triangle window, so I might put a triangle window in there just to make her happy. But I was thinking of putting an octagon window because an octagon fits the 45-degree, either a window or a vent. Actually, I think a vent would be better than a window because there'll be a lot of heat in there. It would be better to let the heat out. I don't know. We'll do something. Haven't figured it out yet. But here's what it looks like from the inside. Of course, this side's open, and this side's partially enclosed. Wow, it's just not easy being me. Maybe the most impressive thing about doing that job is that's the scrap I have left. That's it. There's no other scrap. That's it. That's not bad considering, all those boards and all the angles and everything. That's the only scrap I have left. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and now I get to climb it another 30 or 40 times. Yeah, and the reason that the average is that high is because I climbed it, I don't know, probably 8 or 10 times before I even put up the first board, measuring this and checking that. Plus I had to put a rim board there to nail the bottom to for all those boards. That it just was a lot of climbing up and down that ladder. I don't know, man. And the sun was getting really hot, and it's only 82 degrees out there right now, or at least according to that thermometer, but it felt like a lot hotter than that in the sun. It just did not feel comfortable at all. So I was happy to quit and get ready for this vlog. Let's go to the comments and see what's going on. Let's see. Eddie Turner was in there first again. Joe Nigan, and then B.H. Ringer says, good afternoon from Nova Scotia. Well, I guess, B.H. Ringer, have you been noticing all of the videos that are coming out about Saskatchewan and Alberta giving the thumbs down to Ontario? They're basically saying they're leaving. they're going to, make their own country or become the 51st, 52nd states. I mean, I don't know. That's just what I keep seeing videos on that all the time. So I don't know. I'm just curious what everybody's take is on all that, if everybody else has been seeing it or noticing that. But apparently Saskatchewan and Alberta are not real happy. So I think they feel like they're getting bossed around by Ontario, and they don't feel like they're being represented fairly or something. I mean, it's something along those lines. There's Bill Webb. Good afternoon, Jerry and friends. And then he says, hey, Jerry, are your RV hookups 30 amp or 50 amp? They're 30 amp. Yeah, they're 30 amp. Let's see. We've got, we got the big ones and we got the small ones, but they're 30 amp. Let's see. Ronald Todd, good afternoon, Jerry, and everyone from the West Bank of New Jersey. And let's see. Rod Wintler, hey, Jerry, have you written a song about It's Not Easy Being Me yet? Not really, but it's not easy being me in writing a song like that. I actually have had that cross my mind a few times, but I haven't been able to write one yet. Let's see. There's Peter Lubbock. Peter, I've been wearing your hat, man. It don't look new anymore, though. In fact, I was wearing it this morning. That hat is very good for absorbing moisture. It gets completely soaked by the time I get done working, and then I let it air dry, and then I put it back on and go back at it again. But it keeps the sweat from falling in my eyes, I guess. But anyway, Don Nice, Jerry and friends, hope everyone is doing great. I have another new song, Ask Me How I Know. Oh, and the title, Ask Me How I Know. Yeah, well, that's got potential. Ask me how I know. Let's see. After we go live, or after we went live, Bill Mumbo says, thumbs up, guys. Yeah, if you would, click the thumbs up. That always helps. Ronald Todd, where's Dottie? Yeah, Dottie's been missing the last day or two. I was looking for her comments earlier. I wonder where she's at. I hope everything's okay. Let's see. Speaking of videos, which we weren't, but I am now. The video obviously is getting so many more views that it's really has affected my income. The income is back up to a reasonable level, which is nice. I'm not complaining about that. It's really nice to see the big surge there that's coming with that. And I did get the part 3 of the video edited yesterday on the first draft only. So I still have an hour and 20 minutes of raw footage that I have not gone through yet. And I figure out of that hour and 20 minutes, I'll probably get a good long hour video for a part 4. But part 3 is at least the first draft of it's finished. So I'll go through part 3 again yet probably this afternoon and hopefully have it finalized for release for Friday night. Anyway, I'm trying to release them on Friday nights when I can. Can't guarantee I'll get one every Friday night, but I wish I could. It would be really neat if I could. Maybe now that I'm getting caught up with some of this stuff, maybe I can stay on a better schedule. But unfortunately, they won't all be about instruments, and that seems to be my hot topic, at least on my channel. Let's see. Bill Mumba says, yeah, the drone footage was superb. She's great. Yep. Yeah, she does really well with her drone footage, and it is beautiful scenery where she is. But, it's overwhelming in a way when you look at that. It's breathtaking. Those giant mountains, and it's just rubble all the way to the bottom. Just rubble. I mean, like you couldn't. I mean, I don't think you could climb any of those mountains the way they, with all that rubble. It would just roll under your feet and you'd just be sliding down that sucker, man. You'd be going 90 miles an hour. If you did get up there very far and you lost your footing, it would not be a fun ride to the bottom. Let's see. Ronald Todd gives a thumb up to the drug smugglers. Yeah, I'm all for it myself. Like I said, I'm all for public hanging. Whenever somebody just, first degree cold-blooded murder, put them out there in public, hang them. I got no use. You can't fix a person like that. It's and to waste money on them forever, it's just ridiculous. And they get on death row, so get it over with. Just do it. It's just not worth it. I mean, now that's only on the ones that are absolute 100%. I mean, there's the ones that are on circumstantial evidence. It's a different story. Maybe not so much. Maybe life imprisonment. I get that. But the ones that are black and white 100%, like these idiots that come in and murder people at the schools and churches and stuff, hang them. Hang them. Grab them and hang them. Get rid of them. Bill Mumbo, I thought it might be a bolt from Frankenstein's monster. This one here, it kind of does look like that, doesn't it? Yeah, it's heavy. Boy, it's really heavy. It's just a pipe barb or whatever whatever you call that. But I'll throw it in my pipe accessories, and one of these days, you never know, I might be breaking that out, take the heat to it, and popping that cap off because I need it for something. You just never know. I don't throw stuff like that away, believe it or not. I know most people would. Most people would just recycle it. But you would be surprised how often I use stuff like that. It just happens all the time. Peter Lobick says, today the resolution is bad. Feels like 320 by 400. Well, it's got to be that German technology, buddy. Now, I don't know, Peter. As far as I know, it should be the same. It looks fine on my end. That's from my, view that I'm looking at right now, but I can't guarantee what's going out and how it looks on the other end. Gino Hitch, hi, Jerry and friends. Have a wonderful day. Love you all. Well, back at you, bud. Hugh O'Connor, some roads in the U.S. are far worse than anything Itchy Boots has been. Well, I haven't seen very many of them that are worse. I tell you what. I mean, I know there's some places in the U.S. you can find roads like that, but when it seems like every road she goes on is like that, and we got our potholes and things, but gee whiz, what she was riding in, half her axle was covered in water or mud. Jeffrey Selman, looks like a bracket for a spare tire. Yeah, a little bit, sort of, kind of, but I don't think that's what this is. I really don't. I mean, I know what you're talking about, the modern one, the one that you spin, you spin it up to your tire or whatever. But that's not what this is, I don't think. It's real heavy, for one thing. Those ones that you spin are typically out of a stamped press type metal. This is not stamped or pressed. This is big, heavy steel. But, yeah, I don't know what. I mean, it's nothing super important, but I always like to know what things came off of because, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. I just enjoy knowing what that stuff is. Gino Hitch says, what kind of fasteners are you using? Nails, if you're talking about the building. Yeah, just nails. I bought that Hitachi nail gun, and so I'm using that. I really like that Hitachi nail gun. That thing, just as fast as you can pull the trigger, it nails. It's not one of those kind that goes pow and then you hear that thing charge back up or whatever it does. It's not like that. This thing, you just pull the trigger, and it just drives nails, man. I love this Hitachi nail gun. Now, it's real heavy. That's the negative, but, I can deal with heavy. I'm strong enough to hold it up and use it, I really like it. It's a great gun. Done nice. Jerry, is Donnie getting a new knee? I hope it's going well. Well, I don't know. I know that was in the plan down the road somewhere. Could be now. I hope she's doing really good. Bill Mumbo, have you got unseen footage from old instrument repairs that you could put out? Well, I'm sure I probably do. I'm sure there's probably some out there. Wayne Blitz, good afternoon, Jerry and friends. Hope everyone is safe and well. It's a beautiful day in Northeast Ohio. Sidecar Bob, I know what you mean about one type of video getting more views. Most of mine are sidecar rides, but the ones with the most views are about the RC mower. I'll be darned. Yeah, well, actually, at least at one time, I don't think it's that way now, but my sawmill actually early on had more views than anything else. I don't think it's that way now, but it was for a while. Bill Mumbo, let's see. Nope. Hugh O'Connor, when are you going to do a video of smelting your scrap metal? I don't know, but I will do one whenever I get around to doing that. I've got aluminum and brass to smelt down. And Terry Hackert says, bad resolution here in France, too. The signal don't want to cross the ocean. Well, I'll be. Well, I don't know. If anybody else is experiencing it, let me know. But as far as I know, everything should be the same. 'Cause I didn't change anything. Bruce Ducker, hi, Hugh O'Connor. He did one a while back. I believe it was aluminum. He was doing a video on product he was sent. Yeah, I did get a furnace or whatever you want to call it for melting this stuff down, and that's been quite a while. That might be a couple of years ago now. It's been a while, I know that for sure. I'd say 2 years at least. Bill Webb, good news on the 30 amp RV hookups. I'm putting my truck in the shop next week, so maybe when I get it fixed, I'll come up with the camper. Okay. Peter Laubach, in our age, it is better if the picture is not too sharp. Let's see. Wavy Gravy, my next door neighbor wanted to donate his brain to Harvard School of Medicine when he dies, but they wrote back and suggested he contact a local fertilizer company. Yeah, that's not a good. If you wanted to donate your brain to science and they tell you to give it to a fertilizer company, I don't think they're giving you a compliment. Pete and Repeat said, hi, Jerry. I love your recent guitar repair. Miss the old days. Hope your hands survive. Me too, bud. I'm telling you what, I don't like to complain about it and talk about it that much because it's just, an old man complaining, but they hurt all the time. I mean, like all the time. It's, on a good day, it feels like I'm wearing, and that's kind of today, it feels like I'm wearing real thick, real tight leather gloves. It's just like you can't hardly bend them. They just, I don't know. It's just is what it is. Kind of a pain. But, it can be worse, and I'm thankful for what I got. I really am. I don't mean to complain about it, because I really am thankful for, there's so many people in so much worse off shape. So I feel very blessed. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. I'm going to probably go edit the rest of that video, or go through it again. It's about part 3 is going to be about 50 minutes, or at least that's what I have right now. And you never know, it might knock out down to 45 minutes or something. Part 3 I think is going to be pretty good. I think you'll like it. And then of course there will be a part 4 coming out probably next week. Russell Allen says, hello, Jerry from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. My wife and I are looking forward to our visit there in a couple of weeks. On our way to Arkansas, we'll be staying in your Airbnb. Cool. Very cool. Looking forward to having you. That'll be neat. Sidecar Bob, the resolution is okay here, but the Fire Stick won't connect to the live chat. It is working on the laptop, so it isn't your end. Yeah, I don't know. There's to me, obviously it all is all over the whole world. It works and everything, but it's just, to me, it's amazing it works at all. I mean, think about the distances involved. Think about the literally hundreds and thousands of computers that these things are passing through. Just one server after another, down little wires and across the ocean, up through satellites. It's just flat amazing. And we take it for granted like it's just nothing. Just think about somebody, from the pioneer days or something. Like when I find one of these old relics back there, and you think about the last person that held that hammer or that chisel in their hand, and back in the 1800s, could they even begin to envision me showing their item here on this channel? I mean, could they even begin to think that something like that could have happened to their item that they're holding in their hand, 150 years ago? We have come a long way. Not all of it's good, but a lot of it is. A lot of it's pretty darn cool. And we just take it for granted like it's nothing and like it should be better, and yet it's pretty dang awesome if you stop and think about it. Most of us don't stop and think about it, but I do think about that kind of thing all the time. When I pick up one of those old relics, I think, this old guy, he had this back in the 1880s, and he didn't have a flippin' clue that even a telephone would be a thing, let alone all these computers and stuff. It's pretty amazing, really, where we've come from. Let's see. Pete Repeat says, looking forward to it, mate. Blessings from Sydney, Australia. Okay. Peter Lawbeck says, now the picture is much better. I'm sure it's my bright and shining personality that's changed everything. We will see you tomorrow with something else. Thanks for being here. Take care.